The Wayne County Commission Committee on Ways and Means meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Scott. Present. Commissioner Baker McCormick. Here. Commissioner Marecki. Here. Commissioner Clemente has requested an excuse. Commissioner Anderson. Here. Vice Chair Baydoun.
Here.
Chair Kellogg.
Present.
We have a quorum present.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item B, Chair's remarks.
Only thing I'm gonna say is that I've mentioned it in the past that when we send out the agenda and we know what departments who will be on the agenda who will have items on the agenda, I have asked to make sure that for this meeting, because we move a lot of money, we want to make sure people are here in person. That's first and foremost. If you're not able to be in person, then please communicate with staff and myself as relates to wanting to join us by Zoom. At least so I can be aware of that. We want to look folks in their eyes when you're talking about moving these dollars. And if you're not here and I haven't heard, just understand the item will be passed for the day. That's where, and I've mentioned that in the past since I've been chair. So, so there's a few individuals who absolutely reached out and asked to join us by Zoom, and I appreciate that. But I just wanted to note that because we had a few meetings where folks did not show up, and for this committee especially, that's not going to be accepted. Okay, thank you. Next item, Madam Chair. Madam Clerk.
Item C, approval of the minutes from the April 21st, 2026 meeting.
So moved. It's been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? This item stands approved. Next item.
Item D, unfinished business. There is none listed. Moving to item E, number 18. We're gonna jump ahead to item 18. And is requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35051, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Okay, at this time, I would first like to recognize management and budget to just give an overview, and then basically as it relates to this item, then I understand we have the Chief Deputy County Clerk present.
Good morning, Commissioner. Excuse me, Philip Whitfield, Management and Budget Director, Budget and Planning Division. The item 18 that you have before you is certifying revenue in the amount of $235,000 in general fund to support the clerk's office in the purchase of new campaign finance system.
Okay, and you introduce yourself and for the record, and what brings you here today as relates to this item.
Well, thank you, sir. My name is Dwayne Sills, Chief Deputy Clerk. I'm here because the Wayne County Clerk has directed me to be here after your letter. So
yes. Thank you. Okay.
I would love to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, and I do appreciate you accommodating and allow us to be able to move up earlier in the agenda. But yes, this is the campaign finance. Actually, I think of probably 2 or 3 months ago, I think part of this committee or the full commission approved the contract for the new campaign to us, $235,000. Now we're asking to move that money over because they're asking us to pay for this now. So
okay, well, thank you for that, and appreciate always the enhancements as it relates to the campaign finance software and operations. You have a great team over there. I love you all, but specifically the elections department division that I've worked closely with. Yep, in the past, yes. And Commissioner Marecki.
So exactly what's going to be like updated with all this?
I from understanding is that again, this is the new system. And the old system is not really supported by the state any longer. They're moving to this new system, so that's why we're actually moving over. Though a lot of the enhancements, there's some minor things we probably won't notice. I think there'll be some more enhancements as far as website, being able to acquire and get certain information. But a lot of things was kind of behind the scenes.
Okay, because I remember the days when I first was running where everything was handwritten. Yeah. And everybody would go through it. You'd get the notice like 4 months later because everything was handwritten. So things have really improved. So this is great. Thank you.
Any additional questions? Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this new, I don't know if it's software. Is it software and actual physical equipment?
Yeah,
right. Okay,
software as well as maintenance too. So we're actually purchasing software. There's a contract that goes along with it that will also provide maintenance for this particular software. And I think it goes along with a certain amount of help during the nights when we have that. They'll also be there to help us out too.
okay, great. And so with reporting, it enhances the reporting ability, like up to the minute type
Yeah.
reporting, so that as we get the numbers, you're getting more accurate numbers. Is that?
Well, again, the numbers are always accurate. So I
No,
want to make sure.
I mean like timely.
But what happened is
Mhm.
that we received those numbers, but remember with the state came out and requiring communities, they no longer can submit that to us via website like they used to. So oftentimes those numbers come in is when the communities bring those numbers to us.
Mhm.
So all 43 communities need to bring in their numbers to us. So therefore, people get confused and think, oh, how come that's not like it used to be?
Right, and
That's
that's what I'm
beyond, that's beyond our control. Yes, that's something that the law, until that was changed, until that changes, we still have to wait for a person to get in their car and drive down and bring those numbers to us.
So this isn't going to help that. I thought maybe it would be a system that connects the communities somehow. That's
I think it'll
my
help in the
thought.
sense that we do get numbers in right away. Just that
Mhm.
we need to verify those numbers once they get in though. So we have preliminary numbers that we'll get. It will enhance that
Okay.
version of it though, but we're still at the mercies of the
Of the
community
community.
bringing those into us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Oh, Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you. Dwayne, does this affect the reports that the candidates have to file, or local candidates that file with the clerk's
Right.
office? So are there going to be training sessions, or is it going to be necessary, or is it going to be?
From what I looked at it, it seems to be pretty self-explanatory. Of course, I think most of you all know Greg and Jennifer, Angelique, Amira. I'm sure they'll provide any type of training, but if I will actually follow up on that question right there and see is it a significant change. If it is, I'll make sure that they notify you. So
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Mareki?
Just a comment, but they are very helpful. I mean, if you're a candidate,
Yeah.
you can call and
Always.
they
yeah,
are
email.
very helpful. And it's been like that for many, many years. So that's good. I mean, especially if there's some kind of self-guided
right.
um instructions. But yeah, I just want to make that
Yeah.
comment.
Jennifer's tops.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
In fact,
Yeah.
I will always encourage that please call. I mean, call and ask them. That's what they're there for. And they're very helpful. In fact,
Yes, they are. Okay, any additional questions? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate being able to come before you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have a motion on it.
Oh, no, we're gonna take that motion at the
Okay.
end. Yep. Yeah. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We are returning to item number 1 under new business. Requesting, communication from Anthony Cartwright. Forwarding a report on the number of parking spaces that are leased below market rates and the possibility of leasing those spaces at or above market rates at the First Street Parking Garage.
Okay, any questions on this report? Any questions on this report? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 2, communication from Anthony Cartwright, reporting a status report on the Guardian Building occupancy status, major projects completed, upcoming projects, and the tenant profile.
Any questions? Any questions? Commissioner Anderson, who's here to speak to this item?
I think he thought he would be able to sit in the back row there, and catch some sneeze, or maybe we wouldn't. Wanted to let him know we sort of hard that frame to not to hide that frame. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to ask a quick question on the status of it. Has there been any movement at all with the lower level that was going to be converted into a food facility or restaurant or something that was, I don't know, what, 5 years ago? And I think the original idea fell through, and I don't know if there's been anything come forth since then.
Okay, state your name for the record, please.
Shannon Haig, I'm the
Title, yep.
property manager here at the Guardian Building. And the status of the lower level is, we have shown the space to a variety of groups. We showed it to a furniture vendor that wanted to use it as a staging facility, a location for new furniture equipment. And then also with the option of the Guardian Building management team to rent that out for special events. In the evening hours, we have showed it to a group that wanted to do something kind of like the Punch Bowl Social that was over more in central CBD area. We haven't had any movement on it, but we do still continue to show it and find the right fit for that location. One of the difficulties with that location is that it requires an extensive amount of work. And so that can be off-putting if we don't have the right vendor for that location.
Is there also accessibility? That's a big problem. I mean, is there actually an elevator, or is it just like a vendor? I don't know what type of elevator. I don't think it's one that's really publicly accessible, is it?
Yeah, so there would be, there's two options on that to provide accessibility to that space. Obviously, you can walk down the stairs. That was the original intent when the building was built. However, the south elevators do access that floor. There would need to be renovation on the south end of that floor as well. That is the first basement level. The other option is to modernize and activate elevator car number 12. Now, that elevator is the first one when you come down the promenade stairs to your right. That elevator services the first basement up to the 34th floor. So either activation of that elevator, that expense was estimated in 2022 at just about $550,000 for the one single elevator, or do something to clean up the south end and make that pathway from the south elevators to the north end of that floor more accessible and cleaner and secure.
Thank you.
Okay, before I call on Commissioner Scott, so at the last EDC board meeting, we had a conversation. I asked about were there any plans as far as fixing all of the elevators? And you did mention that there has been a plan and some plans associated with I guess, the updating or repairs or maintenance of the elevators. Was that elevator that goes to that restaurant, is that part of that whole review?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, appreciate that. Okay, Commissioner Scott, and then Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How much vacancy do you have?
Our vacancy right now is about 35%. Well, I know the occupancy better than the vacancy. So we're at 24% vacancy, 86% occupied.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you. Through the chair, can you give an update of? I'm sorry.
That it's 14% vacancy.
Vacant.
14% vacancy.
Thank you for that update. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's better. Can you give an update on the delinquencies, where we are with those two that were identified in the report? Garden Cafe.
Yep. So the Guardian Cafe, which is Guardian Ventures, is technically the tenant. We now have that tenant paying their utilities, and we are working towards figuring out a comparable base rent that is going to work better. All of our retail tenants here, especially our food providers, are really struggling, and everybody has struggled really since the pandemic. We want to retain that tenant, and all of our tenants on the promenade because it's a service to the tenants of the building.
Absolutely.
And so we continue to work with them. As far as the other delinquent tenant, we have reissued a 7-day. They have undergone a other court order judgment just in the past 9 months. They fulfilled their judgment. However, they didn't continue to pay their monthly base
And-
rent as it came due.
And just to notate that they are a very regular slow pay. And they are somebody that's really been working with management to try to stay caught up. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
For the past 11 years, they are a slow
Yes.
pay.
Yes.
And so we're
Yes.
constantly staying on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually,
Won't
we
have-
get
won't
them
have-
current.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then my other question was around the vacancies, how, I see so many activities that are available as well that the building supports. How are we letting the community know, or those who can afford to do events here? How do we market the Guardian Building? Such a beautiful building. How do we market it to say that people can do events and activities here?
Up until 2020, we were paying for a wedding knot subscription so that we came up on the first page or two. I can tell you that we did receive more inquiries, but it didn't result in more bookings. So it is by word of mouth. It is by actually giving the building a social presence, making it visible. So for example, the Detroit Historical Society just had their annual ball here. We're going to get bookings just from people that came. We are getting inquiries from Detroit City Food and Tours, that is a tenant on the promenade. When they do tours of the building, they say you can rent this space. So we're getting a lot more bookings by word of mouth than we were by paying $3,000 annually for our wedding knot subscription. We do still appear on those websites, but we didn't feel it was advantageous to spend that money.
No, that makes sense. I don't know if people are doing weddings like that. I don't know right now.
Also, we're looking at adding that to our website.
I was going to say, because when you said the social presence, to me, social media is everything. I know we have a couple of contracts now with some social media companies that I think we should be taking advantage of opportunities like this as well, especially if you could see a space transformed as a wedding space, or when someone rents it, just pop that stuff on social media. And I think people will then know, because more people can afford it than they probably think. And so, yeah. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Marecki, then Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you. In that line too, the companies that are on the promenade, and do we help them advertise at all? Because I'm there in a closed building. How do they even get the word out that someone can stop in and have?
Yeah, I request advertisement literature from them quite often to either post on social media or to include in our building newsletter as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because they definitely need help with that, with this kind of situation.
Right.
Thank
The
you.
Guardian Building has his own website. I'm not sure, his own
The
website.
Guardian Building has its own website.
Okay, and it's
Yeah.
on, so the businesses that are in here are in there, and some historical
The
information.
businesses are not listed. However, I'm working on updating that website. So I want to add information about photography in the building. We get a lot of questions
Yes.
about doing photo shoots in the building. I want to add our first floor retail
Right. Mhm.
tenants onto that website so people know, post their hours. I've asked for very specific marketing material that I can just upload right into the website. So people are seeing their branding instead of reading my words.
Yeah, so as we were sitting here and we're talking about the online presence, I just wondered, does the Guardian have, and it also, yeah, that'll be something to update the board on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, the
yeah.
Guardian has a website, and we also have contact forms that
Good.
people can fill out. We have photos for events. We have a page just for leasing that's being updated. We've had a lot of leasing movement going on. And also emails and phone numbers where people can contact us, as well as the history of the building.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Anderson. Commissioner, I'm sorry, Commissioner Baydun.
I do have.
No, and then Commissioner Anderson, I'm sorry, Commissioner Baydun. I didn't even know you had a question. I accidentally mentioned your name.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Listen.
When I was in college, my major was marketing and advertising, and I'm just thinking out loud right here. We have 15 commissioners. We have 15 newsletters that go out to 43 communities. I don't know how many times per year, maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm willing to designate a section in my newsletter where we can show a beautiful picture of the building and just a small paragraph about the amenities here and direct them where they can have further information about hosting events here at the Guardian Building. This is one way of us promoting the Guardian Building within our newsletters. And I will not charge you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. I will get that to you in the next week.
Commissioner Anderson, well, no, one more, Commissioner Anderson, and then Commissioner, yeah. Okay, Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Can add that it is our commission chambers, you know, somewhere in there. This is the seat of the commissioners in this beautiful building that's you can rent. That's all.
I want people to know that.
Right, no, that's right, no. I know, but you know, and it is weird. It is on the people own the building. This is the public's building. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Order of the day. Commissioner Anderson.
I won't belabor it.
Okay.
But anyway, my son and his now wife, they had their pictures taken on the main floor there, and they really it was pouring rain outside, I think, that night. But anyway, it's beautiful background. I mean, they set up, I think, on the promenade, and then with the glass and everything that's really neat looking behind them. But I think there's some of those things, if you could feel free to share them with the commissioners, I think we'd try to find a way to promote them even more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And any additional questions? Yes. Commissioner,
one more comment.
Commissioner Beatty.
I think it was few years ago when we celebrated the 90th birthday of the Guardian Building, right? I learned a very interesting fact that there are 2 million bricks in this building. Provide us with, updates every, some features about the building, that we can put that, this was a bank originally downstairs, right? So all these things could help in terms of promoting, here I'm giving you free advertisement, in terms of promoting the building.
Yes, thank you.
Understood. Thank you for the suggestions, Commissioner.
Any additional questions? Do they have
and take pictures like they do not need an appointment. The policy that the management company has put in place is that the building's open to the public 7 to 7 daily. So 7 days a week, they're able to come in at any time they want. Most people call to make sure the space is available. I will also make recommendations. We've had some couples that want to come and take engagement photos at 10 a.m. on a Thursday. I suggest it's probably not the best time to come. If we have events, obviously, if there's an event on the promenade, someone would not be able to take photos. But we allow group sizes up to 8 during public hours. We have set a rate for after hours for private reservations. We only allow that after 6 p.m. And we only allow it for 2 hours, and it's $300 an hour.
Okay, so is that information that we have?
That is, we absolutely can. I can send that to you. We do have handouts that we give people that inquire with security when they come in. So they get a little postcard that has all of that information on it. And that's another thing that we're updating on the website now that we've put some official guidelines in place.
Okay, Commissioner Peterson Mayberry and then Commissioner Baydun.
One final comment too. So even on the website, majority of the pictures are wedding pictures, proposals and weddings. And so since everybody's not doing that, I think as you try to upgrade the marketing, maybe it's other events that are happening here. And then if that pamphlet that you have, if it has that variety of like how you can transform a space and what it could look like with pricing, I do think the commissioners, we absolutely would take that to our community so that they'll know.
I certainly will, yes. And I have asked the Historical Society for photos from their past event. That would be a great way for us to showcase the building in a non-wedding event setting.
Exactly. And like Glenn, my god niece got married here as well. And so we did all the pictures here as well. So yes.
Right.
Oh.
Commissioner Baydun.
Just a last comment on this subject. By promoting the Guardian building, you're going to increase the traffic, which means it's going to help the vendors, the vendors downstairs. I think that's a very important point. You might want to consider reaching out to the different communities, maybe like the senior complexes where they can arrange a senior tour of this beautiful building. Bring him, it's just one of the ways to promote this building. There's a lot of ideas we can talk about after the meeting.
We have done a little bit of that just through the property management that we have within my own organization.
Yeah.
We had folks from Dearborn, 2 tours actually of seniors in Dearborn that came over to the building as a result of properties that we manage.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I want to thank you, Shannon, for joining us and answering the questions and taking on these suggestions. Great suggestions.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 3, communication from Anthony Cartwright, forwarding a report on how the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance is spending American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 funds.
Any questions? Any questions on this item? Madam Clerk, we will read items 4 through 8 into the record, please.
Okay. Item number 4, communication from Anthony Cartwright for the report on revenues and expenditures collected from the Guardian Building and First Street Parking Garage for fiscal years 2023, 2024, and 2024-2025. Item 5, communication from Anthony Cartwright forwarding the October 2025 operating report for the Guardian Building for First Street Parking Deck prepared by 400 Monroe and Associates. Item number 6, communication from Anthony Cartwright forwarding the November 2025 operating report for the Guardian Building and First Street Parking Deck prepared by 400 Monroe and Associates. Item number 7, communication from Anthony Cartwright forwarding the December 2025 operating report for the Guardian Building and First Street Parking Deck prepared by 400 Monroe Associates. Item number 8, communication from Anthony Cartwright forwarding the January 2026 operating report for the Guardian Building and First Street Parking Deck prepared by 400 Monroe Associates.
Okay, thank you. And at this time, I would like to recognize Mr. Cartwright. So each of these items, items 4 through 8, we will go through them, and then we also have comments from our commission council. Okay, I'm saying that you go through them, and then we'll hear from commission council.
Okay. All right. We started item number 3.
Item number 4. I'm saying
item number 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Item number 4. This one here. Yep. So item number 4, the Guardian Building, 2023-24, 4.3, almost 4.4 million in expenses. Revenues collected from the First Street Parking Deck was 3.1 million, and expenses was 1.6 million. Revenues collected from 24-25 were 4.4 million, and expenses were 4.6 million. Revenues collected from First Street Deck in 24-25 was almost 2.3 million, and expenses was almost 1.2 million.
Okay, so you've submitted these reports. These are pretty much the regular reports that you've been submitting to us. In the past, there have been, I guess, an ongoing, I would consider ongoing conversation, even definitely before you and Commission Council as it relates to the role of the independent Economic Development Corporation and the interaction and the budgetary and appropriation process of the county. And at this time, I mean, when I was appointed and as reappointments, it has come up, and the conversation has basically been had that Commission Council will continue to have this ongoing conversation with the Corp Council. And so at this time, Commission Council is recognized for the purpose of an update, and some concerns have been raised as relates to the reports.
Through the chair to this honorable body, with regards to these operating reports for related to the Guardian Building and the First Street parking deck. So the county owns these facilities, so any revenues collected belong to the county. But none of these revenues come to this body. None of them go through the regular appropriation process. None of them go through the regular budgeting process. Even though state law says that all public funds must be appropriated by this body before they can legally be spent. And so the first comment is for the record to indicate, while you may accept these reports as a receiving file, that is in no way acquiescence to your agreement to the process that has been going with these, with the way the operation of the management of the building has taken place. You're not acquiescing to it or agreeing to that process. In fact, we're putting on the record once again our concerns with regards to whether it's appropriate. As just a little history and background, the EDC came to be managers of the building because when the county bought it, there was one sentence, maybe 3 or 4 lines in bond documents that says the EDC will manage the properties. Nothing else. There's no other detail anywhere. We've had discussions over the years whether it would be appropriate to have a management agreement with the EDC so it's clear on what items they can actually control, because currently nothing comes back, at least officially, through the county, right? So the EDC just manage your building, takes your money. It's been indicated millions of dollars in expenses or revenue, and then they expend those funds. But who's approving that? Did you approve that you want $500,000, for example, to upgrade one particular elevator if they decided that? Or did you decide as stewards of public dollars that you want to do something else with that revenue? It's county money. It's not going through the appropriate process. I'll state on the record that M&B and Corporation Council in the past have tried to justify the current existing process that's been in place since day one, right? It's never come here. But if anyone looks at the law, I believe there's still a legal question and probably should be addressed. If you own property and you rented out your home or something, you had a property management company, you would expect some information to come back to you. You wouldn't just say, here, go manage my property, and they make all decisions and determine where the revenues go and never come back to the owner of the facility. And so while there may be some informal discussions with the administration, they're informal, there's nothing in place, and the law says that all funds that are public funds should be appropriated. They should be budgeted. They should be coming here. You should be making decisions, and then you should be appropriating money back to the EDC to then determine how to manage the building. None of that's happening. So again, just putting on record that while we receive and file these, we do not acquiesce to the process. We still have concerns and believe they need to be addressed. With regards to an update, I haven't had any conversations with anyone in years. Literally 5, 6, 7, nothing has occurred.
Okay, so at this time, we've had a couple of directors over the years, at least since I've been here. I would like for Mr. Cartwright to coordinate a meeting with Corp Council and all the stuff there, because it's very clear as relates to the legislative function in regards to this. We have other boards that we're going to have conversations about allocating resources. We don't need this one sticking out there like that. Yeah.
You know, absolutely. Yeah. I did see the email you sent yesterday or the day before. We are coordinating with James, Heath, and Sue about getting that conversation together and seeing where we go with that.
Okay. Okay, yes.
And with regards to the recent conversation and email, I noticed some expenditure. So there are some restrictions on how you can use public dollars. And you know that you've been told that there are certain things you can and cannot do with your office budgets and public dollars. We noticed some expenditures that are being used for this building. And so the legal question is, if this a county-owned building, they're still public funds. Should they be required to the same restrictions, beholden to the same restrictions that any other public dollars would be? And so the Corp Council is also looking at that issue just to make sure that how the money is being spent, even though it's not coming here, again, still public dollars, still belong to the county, that they're being spent legally and appropriately. And I did question a few expenditures, and I'm still waiting to hear back from Corp Council.
Okay, as relates to that, because I'm not familiar with that, can you loop this committee with an update on that so we can watch the progress this time, watch the progress as relates to these conversations? And so it'll be just making sure that we're aware of it as well. Yeah. Okay, so we've taken all of items 4 through 8 as a group, commissioners. Do you have any questions as it relates to this? Now, what the council said, she's working on that. So she's working on those issues that she raised. But as it relates to the reports in front of us, do you have any questions?
I would just suggest that we have a certain date that we take this item up again.
You don't know. So I'll circle back I'll stay in touch with council to find out progress. And then we'll definitely keep our eye on it, and then we'll put it on the agenda appropriately. I want to put it on there, and they haven't even had day one conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Peterson, maybe. No, I'm just messing with you. Okay, no, so.
Just one quick question. Thank you, through the chair. What's the status of the juvenile youth services?
Receiving.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It just says the 24th update, information on the 20th floor. I didn't know what that was.
No,
Which item is that, Commissioner?
It's on the Guardian report.
May I speak to that? Shannon Hague, property manager. Commissioner, they are having some work done on the 20th floor. They're having 4 offices built out, and they are putting glass walls on 2 sides of a large open space in the center of that floor to enclose it for a conference room. That work started this week.
Oh, okay.
They have completed framing of 2 of the 4 offices. The other 2 offices should be completed in framing today. The schedule is 8 to 9 week timeline.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Item 4 through 8. Any additional questions? Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 9, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35018, certifying revenue in the county health fund.
Any questions on this item?
To the last, real quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, Shannon and.
We always approve, and again, you guys have, it's been going on for years, but we always approve renovations to different areas. The clerk renovated, so it's just interesting that they're renovating. Have we heard this? Okay.
So this is an item that part of that whole discussion as it relates to what is properly brought before this commission.
Because we do that in other buildings. We approve renovations. So that's just.
No. So I'm just going to say, I'll let them work because of the management component. But at least we're only speaking to the budgetary, the actual management and those type of services. That's something within purview. But even the council is saying that maybe a management agreement needs to probably be spelled out as relates to what that means. So that's part of what council, you raised a good point that would be part of that discussion. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Delegating that authority or whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes.
I think that was an excellent point. Anyone that wants to see what a disaster that lower level is, where it was left by the person or the organization that was supposed to reuse it, but make it usable, and just walked away from the project and left it the way it is. And we need to have more information about that, just like Commissioner Marecki said, because it allows someone just. I don't know how that happened, where the hole was, but it's a disaster down there, that first floor. And, I know when new commissioners we'd have the swearing in for commissioners and it was down in that level, and just go down and take a look if you haven't been there. It's a mess. And it just left because that contractor that came in was supposed to be doing such great things and then just walked away from it.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Right.
I should say that was before Mr. Cartwright. I didn't want to brush everyone with that wide brush, but it happened under previous management for the rentals and that, and Shannon might be able to tell us more about it, but it's a mess and it's just a shame. But,
Yeah, we are aware. We are looking at uses for that lower level right now. So
Okay, no problem, absolutely, no, not at all. That's what committee meeting's for. Thank you all. Yep, thank you. Next time. Okay, go to 10.
Okay. Item number 10, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35041, certifying revenue in the county health fund.
Any questions on this item? Or who's here to speak to this? Okay, thank you, yes.
Management and Budget, Kamal Kapoor, Finance Director for the Department of Health, Human and Veteran Services. This right here is the CPBC, which is the main grant for our public health. This is the second amendment. As you all know, throughout the year, we get at least 4 amendments for the public health grant. This is the second one.
Okay. Okay, any questions from committee members? Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, you might as well wait. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35027, certifying revenue in the county health fund.
Okay, Mr. Marable. Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Apologize, Chair, I did skip over number 11, so I'd like to read that into the record.
Okay, yes, please.
Requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35019, certifying revenue in the county health fund.
Okay, any questions on this item? Okay, come on. Would you like to speak to this?
Yeah, you want me to? No.
Yes, okay.
No, this is number 11.
Yes.
Yeah, this is our grant, the public health grant, and with our FQAC, the CORE grant, which is the kindergarten oral health grant.
Okay. Okay, any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 13, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35043, certifying revenue in the Central Services Fund, Information Services and Technology Fund, and reallocating expenditures in the General Fund and in the Community Corrections Fund.
Okay, any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 14, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35032, certifying revenue in the General Fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 15, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35050, decertifying revenue in the county health fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
16, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35026, certifying revenue in the law enforcement fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 17, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35048, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 19, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35030, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Any questions on this item? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 20, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35007, reallocating expenditures in the juvenile justice abuse neglect fund.
Okay, Chair recognizes Mr. Adams as it relates to this item.
Through the chair, so for
Your name.
Terrence Adams, Chief Fiscal Advisor, Wayne County Commission. So for number 20, the fiscal agency doesn't take a position on approval or disapproval of this item. Reason being is that what this item is doing is moving funds from personnel, county personnel, to a service and contractual service line for an employee that's supposedly retiring, that the department wants to move over to the SIMHA contract as a staffing contract. One of our concerns is that this employee, to our knowledge, has not retired yet. So if this employee does not retire soon, then those funds would have been moved from personnel to actually pay the county employee where they are now to a service contract for that person. And we also believe that there may already still be funds available on that contract to pay the employee if they were to become an employee of SIMHA to contract back with the county. So the department is here to clarify, but that's one of our concerns regarding this budget adjustment.
We're not going to be able to settle that right here and we're this morning. I'm going to ask for a motion to pass for the day. I'm going to also ask for staff, yourself, council, and myself and the chair to get together to discuss this before it makes its way back to the committee. So I'm going to entertain a motion to pass this item for the day. It's been moved by Commissioner Anderson, supported by Commissioner Baidoon to pass this item for the day with those instructions to staff and to the department. Thank you.
We need to vote on it.
Oh, yes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 21, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35014, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Okay, anyone has any questions on this item? Any questions on this item?
Mr. Chair. I did
Yes,
have one.
Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. And who's here to speak to this item?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Benita Terry, Chief of Administration for the Sheriff's Office.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Terry.
Yes.
Just one question. I know the last time that this item came before committee, we talked about the success rate for Pathways Home for program. So I'm just still looking for that information.
So the response that I provided to the commissioners was that information is tracked by the Detroit Employment Solutions. So we will have to be in touch with them to get those numbers for you.
Okay, because I think that helps with a narrative too, to know how many people have gone through this program and kind of where they are, things of that nature.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Okay. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 22, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2026-35024, certifying revenue in the county park fund.
Any questions? Any questions? Any questions on this item? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 23, requesting commission approval of the Parks Division carryover projects from fiscal year 2025 to fiscal year 2026.
Okay, any questions? Any questions on this item? Did you have this? Okay, you turned your mic on. Okay, so at this time, a motion is in order.
I will make a motion to move items 1 through 23 for full board.
And except for the item that we already.
Except the number
18.
18
and 20.
18 and well,
20 pass for the day.
yeah. And then yeah, absolutely, because you did not include 4 through 8 as well. That was
No.
separate. Okay. Okay, Madam Clerk, would you spell out this motion, please?
So we have a motion by Commissioner Baidoon. Who will support it?
Yes.
Who support?
Commissioner Scott.
To approve item 18 and items 9 through 23 and receive and file items 4 through 8.
Yep.
Motion,
Okay, so what do we do as relates to 1 through 3 again?
their approval.
Okay, right, okay, absolutely. Okay, so, okay.
Sure.
Yes, we moved and supported, yes.
I was just going to ask some of those items. Can we get a report on the county park fund and what's been done with what we had put in the budgets for last year, the current year? There's.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about, so each commissioner was allocated, you're talking about the park millage dollars? Which dollars you speak?
No, actually, it was just a budget item. I think one of them was like a basketball court.
Oh, no,
and-
so those are commission projects. So that was a commission project. That was a priority of yours, right?
Right.
So we're going to have an update on all of those again. Remember we said
gonna
once a quarter. So, go ahead, Tim.
I know I did get something on, what's that? Okay,
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
it's coming on May 26th.
So we're gonna get over all of the, yeah, because, remember I said I'm making sure that we stay on top of those. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so, okay, all those, yes,
Can I repeat the motion, please?
yes.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Baydun and support by Commissioner Scott to approve, to receive and file items 1 through 8 and approve items 9 through 23 with the exception of item 20, which is passed for the day.
Okay, that is clear. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, this item stands approved. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 24, discussion with management and budget regarding the status of fiscal year 2026-2027 budget submittal.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay,
Okay,
state your name, position for the record.
Philip Whitfield, Management and Budget, Director of Budget and Planning. Currently, and so let me back up from the start. So to date, we have received all the department requests. We have had follow-up meetings with the departments on their individual requests, as well as given feedback or received feedback in some cases on particular items within that process. Currently, we are in the technical review mode, which is basically we're reviewing everything as a whole, and we're preparing to start balancing to prepare the appropriation ordinance for submission by the statutorily required due date of June 3rd. And while I have this opportunity, I also wanted to speak to the resolution 2025-799, which is requesting a line item resolution. I just want to put a caveat out there because what the line item resolution is going to create is a significant increase in the volume of budget adjustments that are being prepared.
We understand. We understand. We absolutely understand that. Yep. Mhm.
So that was just it.
Oh, we understand that, but you also understand that the requirement before anything's moved, it has to be
vetted by commission.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're aware of that. All of the departments are understanding the line item component as well.
Yes, I've during the review after the department submitted their budget requests, we had the follow-up review meetings. And in each of those follow-up review meetings, I've made them aware because some departments were not aware that there was going to be a change to the ordinance. And so I made it a point to make them clear that that was going to be the case.
So it won't just be moving category within category. I understand that. Okay, so the next thing is I wanted to, I think I may have already asked staff, but overtime, in particular, I want to know, as we discuss the budget, overtime, where overtime is being spent, and each of these departments that actually have overtime, just want to absolutely look at that. Also, be able to highlight and stand out the number of contracted employees. That's going to be important for us to be able to take a look-see as far as how many contracted employees in comparison to FTEs who are working in these various departments. And regarding the reason for the overtime as well. So that's going to be something that I really want to look at, the impact that may have on these respective budgets. Contracted employees, the costs, and then a later discussion as relates to how does that overlap with existing positions and how we're looking to downsize from these contracted employees, making them permanent FTEs. Last point is civil servants, how many positions we have that are classified or under the authority of the Civil Service Commission as well. Okay, so that's, yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you. And I know, I'm not quite sure how to word this, but I know every budget we get budgets of departments that are budgeting for positions that have not been filled in years and years and years. And they're still budgeting for those positions. And I've always been like a proponent of looking at everything and trying to right size. But I'm assuming we'll still get that in the budget process.
Yes, ma'am. So one of the things that we are doing is kind of looking at department by department level, the number of FTEs that they're carrying, whether budgeted or unbudgeted, and making them aware of some of the I'll call it cleanup that we're doing with respect to that, because I do agree that we do have some carryover from year of positions that aren't filled. And so as we try to tighten up the budget specifically with respect to the line item appropriation that's coming, that is something that we have been discussing with departments.
Okay, great. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
so keep in mind, those FTs, we're gonna be, like I'm saying, we're gonna be looking at year over year.
Right.
Now, if you all don't come right with a determination of what the actual FTE is, that may be something that we may have to discuss and adjust this year, because we want to make sure that we, right size and do a reality, reality allocation as relates to FTEs instead of just having that money just parked there. Yeah.
Understood. And just for context, I just this morning received an updated report from my team as far as the FTEs, what's been filled, what hasn't been filled. So by the time we get to 26, it should be pretty solid.
Okay, thank you. Yep, and I appreciate you, you and Mr. Wallace. You all have absolutely improved on how you're communicating with us and begin to take the work of this committee and the commission very serious and working with our staff. Yeah,
I appreciate that. That's
thank
why I'm
you.
here.
Okay, so thank you for that that update, and we will now go to the next item, Madam Clerk.
Item F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I think we went over a lot today. Okay, so none. Okay, I know of none. Next item.
Item G, public comments.
At this time, Madam Clerk, I would ask for you to unmute those individuals who are joining us from this committee by chat or by email and wishes to address this committee.
There are no hands on Zoom, no emails were received, Chair.
I would thank you. I'd like to ask, is there anyone present who would like to address this committee? Anyone present? Public comment is closed. Next item.
Item H, adjournment.
A motion to adjourn is ordered. Moved by Baydun, supported by Scott. All those in favor signify by